171.
So now, once again, I've never suggested that we go edit this file directly, but you certainly can. We've always edited it using the key package reconfigure x and forward config, and it starts that wizard up for us. So as we look at this, we definitely want this to be a smart host because we're going to be sending satellite traffic through this smart host. We also have to list any other host names for which we should be considered the final destination. So you would list going postal, you would list test sat, and then the other sat that I gave you, or other satellite machine, which was something from the gumbybear.com. Certainly, you needed to put the IP address of the machine there as you went through the wizard, so it listens on this IP address. Relay nets. So none of these we had to worry about, but the relay nets, we had to worry about making sure that the IP address of the two satellite machines were in there. And if you had the satellite, or if you had the IP address of the going postal in there as well, I was okay with that. But you shouldn't have any other IP addresses in there. Smart host has to be StuMail, and all the rest we never tweaked. So that's pretty much it on this configuration for this one. Then you had to install dovecot, run the certificate command, and I probably could have looked a little closer at that, because I don't remember penalizing anyone for that one.
Because it puts it in, like, all you do is run that mixer. Like,
Yeah. Install the program, run
you
mixer.
also, I think I remember you have to edit one of the files and like put like a port 0.
Oh, yeah.
Get rid of IMAP.
So, anything else? Anyone else have any general questions about this exam? Yeah.
Mine only says that SMTP is not listening. That says local interface. What exactly was that?
So, on some of them, like this, for example, you didn't have maybe the right IP in there, maybe you fat fingered something. I just noted that as my grader ran, it couldn't even connect to port 25 on several people. So if you want me to look in a little bit more, give you a little more feedback, I can do that after class and see. We can log into the machine and see why it said that.
Okay.
Any other general questions? Okay. So that, good. Let's look at, that's the wrong class.
Now we need to get ready for.
So we have a test on Friday. And let's look at review assignment 4. So review assignment 3, I did not have a grader for it until about the time of the exam. That was just to help me in checking to see if you'd done it correctly. And I ran it during the exam time. If it gave you some output saying you didn't have such and such package installed, Python minimal, I don't really care about that. Hope I didn't penalize you for that. So anyway, if you want me to double check anything on that again, let me know. Probably not going to run it again, but let's look at review 4. So in this assignment and exam, we're going to be working on the web and database. So all the remaining assignments that you want a grade for need to be communicated to me by Friday, exam time. Okay, so create 2 more virtual machines. Give the machines unused IP addresses from your network. You know, once again, if you don't want to create 2 machines, if you want to reuse IP addresses that you used earlier that weren't assigned to anything, because we're out, you can, yeah. But I think we used a couple of them fake or whatever.
Yeah. Still might be out actually.
So, I mean, this is totally up to you whether you want to do it or not. This is my suggestion. You could turn off, your system resources one. Is that the one? You could turn off your system resources one, or you could even do it on your system resources one, the following stuff. Anyway, just as a review, right? We don't really care. Yeah.
Do we have to have our DNS reverse correctly configured to have this done?
I don't remember. Let's see as we get down here further. Okay, so make sure we know how to configure Etsy host and Etsy host name. And on this last test, I did not look closely at that. Probably should have. That's not to say I won't look closely at it on the next test. Be sure to configure DNS. So make sure you're comfortable doing DNS, including your serial number, A records, C names. So for the first machine, give 2 names. One is an A record, one is a C name. Install Apache 2 on one system. This is where I was saying, if you really wanted to do this on your system resources machine, I think you'd be fine to install Apache 2 on there if you didn't want to set up a whole new machine. Create 2 websites on the web server system. Use the 2 names configured in your DNS. Make sure you have document root, index file configured. Put a unique word in each index file.
I had a
Default.
question on that part.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we're using the host name for the first machine we created and the C name, right? Or are
Yes.
we using the 2 host names of the 2 machines we created?
So you're using the host name and the C name record because they're pointing to one IP address, which would be this Apache server. The other one is pointing to a different IP address, which is not this Apache server.
It wouldn't cause an issue just to use host name, 2 C names, and then another host name for DB, and just use the 2 C names for the website.
Sure.
Shouldn't cause an issue.
Nope.
I don't think you're doing CNAME.
One of the things that I still see several people struggled with on the assignment, and it will come back to cost you a few points on the exam if you don't know how to do it, because it is super easy. You need to make so the default website is the one that will be used if the HTTP requests do not use either of the configured host names. Do you remember how to do that? Yeah. Okay, so Apache 2 sites enabled. The thing that I'm talking about in the default one is when you install Apache, it automatically gives us this 000-default virtual host definition. All you have to do to make it so this works is you have to put the IP address of your machine there, :80. Whatever was in there, I think it was asterisk. You have to change that to the IP address and you reload Apache. And then, let's say I have, let's say I've created here's my C names that I've created that point to this web server. Chicken and panda. Okay, I've created virtual host for this guy, I've created virtual host for this guy, but I have not created a virtual host for that guy. DNS still resolves, so when I go to that machine, what should it do? And the default page governs what should be displayed. If someone accesses this page via DNS or via IP address, and I don't have a virtual host configured, we will show them this document root right here. Sorry, somebody question.
So just on the assignment, you say, so that document root, we're actually pointing to var www/default instead of HTML, right?
On this
For this
assignment.
assignment?
Yes.
Change that, right? Okay.
So be comfortable doing that. I could have you point this anywhere. I could have you point it in their home directory for the document root. Although you'd have to chmod some stuff or chown some stuff so the permissions would be correct so that a web user could get to that directory. But yes, be comfortable setting the document root to something instead of var www.html.
So the default actually doesn't exist, we just go create a directory and then add an index file, or?
No, this file exists when you install Apache. This file exists right here.
Default directory.
Oh, the default directory? Yes, when you install Apache, var www.html automatically is created as well.
I know that, but on your assignment, it says var www-default,
Oh, yes. Okay, so yeah, you'll have to go create that directory.
and then put an index file,
Yes.
and that's
Yes.
your new, that's where it's the default.
Yes.
And we don't need to change any permission stuff on the default file?
Well, if it doesn't work, you might have to. It's hard to say because it depends on who you log in as, what your UMask is, and all this stuff. But what permission would you chown it to if they couldn't access it? what permissions does other need in order to see this?
7 on the word.
Yeah, 7 on the world, right. Well, 7 is really
Too much.
loose, too much. It's more we need at least read permissions, so. For that, for the file, and read and execute for the directory. Okay, so then you enable PHP scripts, which, how did we do that?
Install PHP and there's PHP MySQL as well.
Yeah, PHP, I think I had to do 7.2 or sudo apt install PHP, lib apache 2 mod PHP, and PHP-MySQL.
I managed to get MySQL so where there's absolutely no possible way I can log in ever. I don't know, it's broken, I can't change my password, no,
Just
it's just
sudo
crashed.
MySQL.
Have we done sudo MySQL, yeah?
It'll log you in without a password.